There's a kind of starvation that has nothing to do with food. You can eat 3 meals a day, sleep 8 hours, do everything right, and still slowly waste away from the inside. It's called touch starvation, and it's happening to millions of people right now, quietly, without any of them realizing what's actually wrong. Because your skin isn't just there to feel the world. It's keeping you alive in a way almost no one talks about. We treat touch like a bonus, something nice but optional. A hug, if you're lucky, a handshake out of habit. But the truth is that human touch is a biological requirement, as real as food, water, and sleep. Your skin is the largest organ you have, and it's the very first sense you ever developed. In the womb, before you could see, before you could hear, you could feel. Touch is the first language the human body ever learns, and when it's taken away, the results are catastrophic. The first person to prove just how deep this goes was a psychologist named Harlow in the 1950s at the University of Wisconsin. He gave baby monkeys a choice between 2 fake mothers. One was made of cold, bare wire, but it held a bottle of milk. The other was made of soft cloth, warm to the touch, but offered no food at all. Every instinct we assume about survival says the babies should have chosen the food. They didn't. The monkeys clung to the soft cloth mother almost around the clock, letting go only for quick moments to feed before rushing back to hold on. Given the choice between nourishment and comfort, they chose comfort. Because to a baby, being held isn't a luxury. It feels like life itself. And here's where it stops being about monkeys. In 1989, the world discovered the orphanages of Romania. Hundreds of thousands of children had been packed into state institutions, and the conditions revealed something no one wanted to believe. These children were fed. They were kept warm. Their physical needs on paper were met, but there was almost no one to hold them. With far too few workers for far too many babies, the infants were left in their cribs for hours, for days, with no touch, no rocking, no comfort. And they began to fall apart. Many stopped growing, even with enough food, a condition doctors call failure to thrive. Their development slowed. Some rocked themselves for hours, staring at nothing, and some, despite being fed and sheltered, simply died. Researchers from Harvard who later studied these children found that the absence of touch had physically altered their brains. The regions responsible for emotion and bonding were smaller, quieter, underdeveloped. They had been starved of something that never appeared on any menu. So why does the body react so violently to the absence of touch? Because your skin is wired for it in a way most people never learn. Buried in your skin is a special class of nerve fibers that exist for one purpose only: to detect gentle, affectionate touch. Not pain, not temperature, not pressure, just tenderness. A slow stroke, a warm hand, an embrace. And these nerves don't send their signals to the thinking part of your brain. They send them straight to the emotional core, the part that processes safety and belonging. When someone you trust holds you, your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and your levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, drop. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure falls, your immune system strengthens. A single, genuine hug is a full-body medical event. Your body was built to be touched, and it rewards you every single time it happens. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. This need does not end when you grow up. We act like touch is only for babies and couples, and everyone else should be fine without it. But the wiring never changes. The elderly widow who hasn't been hugged since her husband died. The person living alone who goes to work, comes home, and speaks to no one for days. The friend who seems completely fine but hasn't felt another human hand in weeks. They are all quietly starving, and most of them have no idea that's what the hollow feeling even is. We finally have a name for it: skin hunger. And in a world of screens, of living alone, of connection that happens through glass instead of skin, more people are living with it than at any other point in human history. And the absence isn't neutral, it actively wears the body down. Without regular affectionate touch, cortisol stays elevated, sleep gets worse, anxiety climbs, the immune system weakens, and the body settles into a low, constant hum of stress it was never designed to hold. Touch deprivation doesn't just feel bad, it measurably makes you sicker. But unlike most things that quietly harm us, this one has a cure that costs nothing and is always within reach. The same biology that breaks down without touch heals almost the instant it returns. Researchers have found that a hug lasting around 20 seconds is enough to release that flood of oxytocin and calm the body's entire stress response. Yes, just 20 seconds. Premature babies held skin to skin against a parent's chest stabilize their heartbeat, regulate their temperature, and survive at higher rates. The treatment is, quite literally, just being held. We spend fortunes chasing wellness, and one of the most powerful tools we will ever have is simply a person we love, holding on a few seconds longer than usual. So think about the last time someone held you like they meant it, and then think about who in your life might be quietly starving for exactly that. The parent who lives alone, the friend going through something in silence, maybe even you. Your skin has been keeping a record your entire life of every embrace, every hand held, every moment you were reminded without a single word that you are not alone. It was the first language you ever understood, and it stays fluent until your very last day. In fact, touch isn't only the first sense to arrive, it's often the last one to leave. As people near the end of life, touch and hearing are the senses that linger longest, which is why simply holding someone's hand in their final moments can reach them when nothing else can. So the next time you hug someone you love, don't let go so quickly. Hold on for those extra few seconds. You're not just being affectionate, you're giving them something their body has been quietly aching for, something food could never replace, and something that, for all our progress, remains one of the only real cures we have ever found for being human. Thanks for watching the Unspoken channel. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Until next time.